Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's Toko Fajin Bisi. And this is a very special video for my Muslim brothers and sisters as we prepare for the month of Ramadan. That is fast coming, whether we're ready or not, Ramadan is coming. And I pray right now that inshallah we'll be among those who witness the month of Ramadan. Today, I want to share some strategies for success. I want to share 7 tips, that I've written for myself, 7 notes I've written for myself that I'm hoping that will benefit somebody today, that will help us, succeed. The first tip is you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan, yes, for real. Because the management saying that he who fails to plan, plans to fail. So if you don't have a plan to succeed this Ramadan, then, that means you're planning to fail. And I don't think any one of us is trying to do that. So how do you have a plan? Have goals. What do you want to achieve this Ramadan? Is it just to, fast because Allah has said we should fast? I'm hoping that we can take it up a little bit, more. What are some of the goals you can have? It can be to relate with Allah better, to pick up some new habits, to form new alliances, to learn more about your religion. Just have a plan of what thing you want to do differently this month, what extra you want to achieve this month. So that's number 1 tip. Number 2 is to have a mindset for success. Yes, you cannot go into Ramadan already planning to, fail, already thinking, I'm not just going to get anything apart from lose a couple of pounds anyway. What is your mind saying? If your mind is winning this battle against the shaitan, then for real, you're going to win it. So have a mindset for success. Know what you want to achieve and know that Allah is able to do it and is able to make it happen for you. Number 3, what's your public engagement strategy? Yeah, what do I mean by public engagement strategy? For me personally, during Ramadan, I do not go on Facebook. I do not go on Twitter. I don't use social media just because it's just difficult for me to, get that time back. So I always try to carve out that social media time to try and do something else to improve my own ibadah during the month of Ramadan. So I'm not saying don't go on social media. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to also decide how you want to relate with the public. What is it that you don't want to do or you do want to do? You might want to build alliances with some people. Maybe you want to form a sisters group, or you want to form a brothers group, or you want to do something differently. But how do you want to, relate with the public? Have that plan now so that when things happen, you're not actually, doing things based on other people's agenda. That you already have, that everything you do, all the iftar that you go to, all the lecture that you go to, everything is aligned with your own public engagement strategy. So you don't get overwhelmed, you don't get distracted, and you don't lose focus. Number 4, time management, very critical. There's something that people don't know about me, which is that I procrastinate a lot. Oh my goodness. By the end of the day, I'm wondering where in the world did all the 24 hours go to. I can never even just find it. So now what I'm trying to do is to have a timetable for my typical day during Ramadan. Of course, I'm flexible. If things change, well, allow alam. But you should try and have a time management, strategy. What do you want to do before Fajr? When do you want to wake up? How close to Fajr do you want to wake up? Do you want to eat heavy in the morning? Do you want to just drink water? Do you want to spend 1 hour before Fajr praying, reciting Quran? Afterwards, do you want to sleep before you go to work? Draw up something so that you can, really succeed. And, find spaces in your schedule where you can easily take time out. For example, when I was working full time, I used to, skip lunch hour so that I could go to work, and I could go to work an hour early and also leave 2 hours earlier than everybody else. So you might want to do that as well if your work is that flexible. Or if it's not, you want to think about what you want to do during your commute time. Do you want to carpool? Do you want to take the train instead of drive so you can read the Quran during the train time? Do you want to use your lunch hour to pray Zuhr as well as read Quran? Find those spaces in your time, and that really is going to help you. Another thing you want to think about when it comes to time is how do you manage work, life, and spirituality? Especially for those who are moms, those who are wives, those who are, husbands, those whose jobs or whatever demand that your time is shared with a lot more people. How do you want to balance it? Like I said, when I was working full time, I used to tell my boss that, she would let me come in at 7 o'clock in the morning and I would leave work by 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, so that I could go home, sleep a little bit, and then do stuff before Maghrib time. So you want to see how you're going to balance that. And there will be many sacrifices that you have to make if you want to do this. For example, you might have to sacrifice the overtime pay, you might have to sacrifice the extra bonus, the promotion, whatever. But know that whatever you sacrifice, Allah is able to compensate, restore, and is able to multiply. So, again, it goes back to having a strategy. What is your strategy? Do you want to leave some of the dunya stuff for more of the akhirah stuff? Do you want to trust Allah more, knowing that He's the provider for you? May Allah make it possible. Quickly to number 5. What is your sadaqah strategy? Yes, now I don't work as much, so I don't have as much money as I had last year. So I have to make sure that I give maybe less than I gave last year, but get more bang for my buck. Yes, it's true. So I'm thinking, who do I give money to this year? Who do I not have enough money to give to this year? And if there is no money to give them, can I give them time? Can I do something else? What is my sadaqah strategy? Because this month is the month of giving strategy, of giving sadaqah. 2 quick things that I want to talk about here. One charity that I really support, one initiative that I really support is Feed a Soul in Nigeria. As usual, they're going to provide 200,000 people with iftar. You know what the Prophet ﷺ said about giving people iftar? If you give somebody iftar, you get the same reward for their fasting as they would get without diminishing their reward. So, I absolutely love Dean Communications and the Feed a Soul that they do. And if you want to donate, their Zenith account number is 1010677 Once again, that's 1010677 It's Zenith Bank, and the account name is Dean Communications Limited. If you're outside Nigeria, as usual, you can send me your money via PayPal, temitokpef@yahoo.com, and I will send that money. But please make sure you send it before the 15th of Ramadan so that I can collate everything and send it to them. temitokpef@yahoo.com via PayPal. I will certainly, inshallah, send it for you. But beyond reaching out to Feed a Soul and all these initiatives, what are you doing for your immediate family? Do you want to just buy a cup of gari? Now tomato is expensive, so maybe you can buy tomato and give it to somebody, for them to break their fast. Don't forget your immediate environment. That's where the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged us to do our sadaqah first and foremost before we reach out to those who are outside. And number 6, Quran strategy. What is your Quran strategy? A lot of people will say, oh, I want to finish reading the Quran, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to, hey, what is your Quran strategy? Don't forget that this month is the month when the Quran was revealed. So it's very important that you engage with the Quran first and foremost. Engage with the Quran, because Allah has revealed that Quran for us to be able to understand, for us to be able to hear Him. So this is the way that He's going to communicate with us. So you want to make sure that if recitation is your goal, do you want to read a juz every day? If memorization is your goal, do you want to memorize juz Amma? Do you want to memorize Surah Yasin? Do you want to memorize Surah Fatiha in case you don't even know it? If understanding is your goal, which is my goal this year, inshallah, I want to make sure that before I go to Taraweeh, I read the juz and all the hadiths related to it and all the explanations related to it before I go to Taraweeh. That's my goal this year. So, it might be something that you want to think about as well, because my mind usually wanders during Taraweeh. So I'm hoping that if I have a couple of stories to hold on to, I might be able to concentrate a lot more, during the Taraweeh. So, but pick your strategy and find the time to engage with it. Last but not the least, in fact, is the biggest on my list, is my dua strategy. What is your dua strategy? In the past 3 years, I used to have pages and pages and pages of dua. But this year, I have a new strategy. What is it? I have this short sky priority dua list, of about 7 things that, even if it's 1 minute, I have to make dua. That minute before I break my fast at iftar, I'm going to run through these 7 things. This is the dua on the fly, on the go. Then I will now have my long dua list. Okay, when I wake up in the middle of the night, these are all the pages of hundreds and hundreds. If you want me to put your name there, make sure you send me a message before Ramadan starts. But for real, you have to have a dua strategy. When are you going to make dua? Is it doing sujud? Is it during iftar? Is it during tahajjud or qiyamul layl? But have a dua strategy. So those are the 7 things. Let me start again. Have your goals, establish it, make sure you plan, make sure your mindset is prepared, make sure you know how you want to engage the public, make sure you plan your time, make sure you give sadaqah and have a strategy around that, and make sure you have a Quran strategy. And last but not the least, make sure you have a dua strategy. May Allah make this a beneficial Ramadan for all of us. May He count us among those who will earn paradise this year, and may He count us among those who will pick up a good habit and engage that habit for the rest of our lives. And of course, may He make us those who will be consistent, because the best of these are those that are done consistently. May Allah bless you. May Allah spare our lives till and beyond this Ramadan, and may Allah, forgive me for any mistakes I've made in this video. Once again, I'm Tokwe Ganiya Fajingbisi. Ramadan Mubarak, and I hope to see you again, inshallah, after Eid. Masala.